Yeah, we're going to talk the next round of pool games with England and Ireland. Our reporters, Eleanor Roper and James Cole, are in Lille and Paris, respectively. James, will come to you shortly about Ireland's clash with the world champions. First, though, Eleanor, who's been with the England squad. Evening, Eleanor. So, Owen Farrell returns. What's he had to say about it?
Yep, he returns as captain and he returns at fly half as England take on Chile this Saturday. Lots of talk in the build-up to this one as to in what capacity he might return to this England side. He's obviously had a 4-match ban. That was following a red card, a dangerous tackle which he made whilst playing against Wales in these World Cup warm-ups. But he's back, and he's back at 10, and we've been hearing from him this afternoon. He was sat alongside Steve Borthwick, and lots of questions, firstly for Borthwick about the selection decision. We've seen George Ford perform amazingly, you know, 2 brilliant performances at fly half in Owen Farrell's absence, and 2 man of the match performances as well. So what was already an interesting discussion became a hugely hot topic. But Steve Borthwick saying today that Owen's an amazing leader, both on and off the pitch, and he's delighted to have him back in for this England performance on Saturday. And hearing from Owen as well, lots of talk about what it's been like for him on the sidelines. Lots of people asking him about what it's been like to watch George Ford perform so well. Let's have a look now at what he had to say.
Massively excited, yeah. Been looking forward to getting to the World Cup, and obviously tough-ish not playing, but it's been brilliant to see what the lads have been doing on the pitch, and I can't wait to be a part of that. George has obviously been playing fantastic. The team's been playing really well. It's exactly what you want as an England player. I can't speak highly enough of the way that he's been performing, and the lads as a group. So am I excited to get back and pull the shirt on and get to go out there at the weekend? Yeah, massively, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this group can do on Saturday.
So, Eleanor, he'll wear the number 10 shirt. As you say, George Ford having to give it up. What about the other number 10 in the squad? Is he going to get a run out?
The other number 10, Marcus Smith, who, as you say, is getting a run out. This has been another huge area of discussion, and he will start at 15 this Saturday. It's the first time that Marcus Smith will have started at fullback for England. We've seen him come on for Freddie Stewart, but it's his first start in that fullback shirt. And again, something that people were keen to ask Steve Borthwick about, but also to ask Owen Farrell about how this is going to work. You know, what will it be like for Farrell to play at 10 when he's got another number 10 on the pitch as well? He's saying he's excited about that partnership and he thinks that it will do well. The other thing to add into the mix, Mike, is you mentioned the fly halves. There's also George Ford, who is not starting at 10 on Saturday, but is still on the bench. So we could see a situation where Farrell starts at 10, Marcus Smith starts at 15, George Ford then comes off the bench, Farrell moves to 12 and Ford's at 10. And then England have got 3 fly halves on the pitch. Again, that was put to Owen Farrell today. Like, how's that going to work? Basically, who's in charge? And he's saying he thinks it's really exciting and good news for England's attack. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Lots of questions. Chile providing a different kind of challenge, I think it's fair to say, for England on Saturday. Ranked number 22 in the world. This is their first ever Rugby World Cup. So Borthwick taking the opportunity to experiment with this side and to get Owen Farrell back in the mix. So we'll have to see how that plays out. We'll be hearing from the team again tomorrow as they take to the stadium here in Lille ahead of their captain's run, ahead of England-Chile here in Lille. That's on Saturday.
Thank you, Eleanor. Yeah, 3 10s on the pitch. I like the sound of that. They might play a bit of rugby. Eleanor in Lille. Let's go to Paris, where James Cole is waiting to speak to us. Ireland, the number 1 side in the world, against South Africa, the number 2 side, and reigning world champions. James, very good evening to you. Had Ireland best braced themselves for a pretty bruising physical encounter?
Yes, Mike, this is going to be a real test of this Irish team. We know how good they are when they play rugby wide, fast, expansive rugby. They're the best team in the world. They've won 15 games on the bounce. They are a well-oiled machine under Andy Farrell. They've got Johnny Sexton back in the side, aged 38. at this World Cup, and he's already pulling the strings as if he's 28. They've scored 20 tries in 2 bonus point wins. But when you play South Africa, their physicality takes over. They're a huge side. They try and arm wrestle you. They get up in your face in defence. They try and slow the game down. They'll try and scrummage a lot. They'll play set-piece rugby. So it's a really difficult job for Ireland to keep that pace up and stop this becoming an arm wrestle, because when you play South Africa, if you get in an arm wrestle, there is only one winner. A big talking point this week has been their bench as well. We've always talked about their bench. They bring on, it's normally a 6-3 forward split, so 6 forwards and 3 backs. They've been nicknamed the Bomb Squad. But in the warm-up game at Twickenham against New Zealand, there was an injury before that game, and they were forced to play 7 forwards on the bench. They've gone with a 7-1 split, and they're continuing that against Ireland. It's been a big talking point because obviously it's a risk. You've only got one back to come on to cover your whole back line if there's an injury. But Andy Farrell, speaking today when he named his team, said he's not taking too much notice. They are focusing on themselves and their strengths.
I think it's great. It obviously suits them. They obviously know their squad and what fits for them, and obviously so do we. I think it's great. I did pose the question to our forwards coaches. We was going to go with a 7-1 split, 7 backs and 1 forward, but they weren't up for that. But I think it shows. I think it shows they know exactly where they want to go and with their game plan, etc. And we do the same with the subs that we pick as well.
James, can we expect the whole of Ireland to empty and go to Paris this weekend?
Yeah, Mike, I heard in the press conference earlier someone say there's over 30,000 travelling Irish fans expected here. I think there'll be a lot more. I think this will be a sea of green come Saturday. Every world tournament you go to, the Irish somehow find a ticket. I remember the semi-final against New Zealand in Yokohama 4 years ago, where New Zealand fans couldn't believe how many Irish got into that stadium. I think it'll be the same here today, and it'll be a very strange atmosphere, a good atmosphere for Ireland, because when they come in normally they're playing France and they get jeered, but Johnny Sexton is now looking forward to being cheered.
Well, usually it's the French fans that make the atmosphere there, so I don't think I've played a game here where we'll have the majority of the support, so to get 30,000 or rumoured to be 30,000 fans, with the support we get for World Cups in particular, it's incredible. Like last week in the stadium, it's just green everywhere. The week before the same, and I'm sure it'll be the same again. So it's hats off to the people that put their hand in their pocket and come over. It means a lot to us, and we hope we give them something to cheer about.
So it's Ireland versus South Africa in this so-called pool of death. Remember, Scotland are also in this group. Scottish fans will be wearing South African jerseys this weekend. They need them to pummel Ireland. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't wait. It's going to be a real litmus test of where both teams are. Ireland, remember, the perennial World Cup underachievers. They've never reached the semi-finals, but I've never seen an Irish side this good.
Oh, I cannot wait. What a game. James Cole, live from the Stade de France. Thank you, James.
Go.compare sponsors the Rugby World Cup report on Sky Sports News.